aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Thanks for tuning in today and every day. Thank you so much for your support. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell everybody in your life about this radio program, because we are out to make a big wave. We are out to make a difference. We are here to spread our message of health recovery through medical nutrition. And, you know, the truth has a ring to it. So all that we do is tell the truth, and people respond, because we are dropping like flies in this country for no reason other than we have taken the wrong dog to the hunt. Case in point, Andy Williams, Moon River, right? Remember that guy? Yeah, well, apparently he's finally crossed the Moon River. He died from a year-long battle, quote-unquote, with bladder cancer. And I think it's always amazing when the media paints this picture this particular way. They always paint the, the person who just died from cancer as a valiant crusader and soldier and warrior and fighter. He put up a great battle with cancer, didn't he? Oh, he put up a great battle, that guy did. He battled with cancer for 6 months, for 1 year, and then he finally lost the battle. Well, you know, really what's going on is he went to the wrong doctor, and the doctors failed him. And quite frankly, he was more appropriately battling the side effects of chemo, radiation, and surgery than he was the actual effects of the cancer. Because chemo, radiation, and surgery rarely is effective for cancer. Surgery sometimes, chemo very, 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 very rarely, and chemo never, and radiation very, very rarely. And when these therapeutics are effective, they're only effective at delaying the inevitable. You know, we have given the MDs over $600 billion in money to find a cure for cancer, and they have completely come up empty-handed. We have lost the war on cancer. Why? Because we gave research money to a group of people who don't even know how to fix heartburn. We gave them the reins to try to figure out how to fix cancer. You think about it. The MD can't even fix heartburn. They can't cure heartburn. They have no earthly idea what causes it. They have no earthly idea of how to cure it. But what they can do is manage it with Prilosec. They can manage it right with the little purple pill. They can manage it with antacids until it gets so bad that they have to cut your throat out. Oh, yeah, that's a good option. These people can't even cure heartburn, and yet we think they're going to be able to cure cancer? You've got to be kidding me. Why have we lost the war on cancer? Is cancer some unbelievably sophisticated, complicated thing that we can't just wrap our heads around? No. We've lost the war on cancer because we have given the wrong medical profession the reins. MDs are not trained in medical science. Nobody is trained in medical science. MDs are trained in allopathic, reductionistic, pharmaceutical centrist medicine. Allopathic, reductionistic, pharmaceutical centrist medicine is one small slice of the pie of medical science. But the MDs and the media and the drug companies and the insurance companies and the hospitals have pitched you and sold you, quite frankly. They have sold you on the false notion that their eeny-weeny-teeny piece of the pie of medical science equals the entire pie. That what they know is everything, and that everybody else's opinion, everybody else's take and understanding of pathophysiology and the metabolic background of illness and what's actually going on in the body is not to be looked at as with any type of credulity at all. They paint themselves as the undisputed emperor of medicine, and they are not. And this is the gazillion-pound gorilla in the middle of this country that nobody sees and that nobody looks at. The reason we have lost the war on cancer, the reason that MD medical treatments are the leading cause of bankruptcy, the reason that there is so much autism now, the reason that there is so much Alzheimer's now, the reason that there is so much arthritis and knee replacements left, right, and center and everywhere, the reason that there is so much obesity, the reason that there is so much attention deficit disorder, so much depression, the reason that everybody in this darn country is sick and suffering is because MD-directed medical therapeutics, allopathic reductionistic, pharmaceutical centrist medicine for chronic illness doesn't work. It doesn't work. For goodness sakes, snap out of it. Swallow the red pill, will you? Pick your head up out of the sand, dust yourself off, look around, and get a clue. MD-directed therapeutics for chronic diseases don't work, and yet the MDs would have you believe that they are the only go-to people, that they own medical science. And, you know, most people in this country, even if you do have a high school education, even if you do have a college education, you feel inferior when you're talking about medicine because you assume that your medical doctor is more intellectually proficient than you are. You assume that, you know, they are intellectually superior to you, and they are not. This is their power, you know. This is the same power that the church held over everybody, you know, back in the 1300s and before that, right? Oh, you know, everybody thought that the priests were the direct emissaries of God, and, you know, you couldn't go against the priest because the priest had a direct, you know, they had a direct channel to the Almighty, and it's nonsense. That's why they conducted Mass in Latin, because most people didn't know Latin. Certainly the peasants didn't know Latin. And, you know, when you walk into one of those giant cathedrals and you see the people in front of the room elevated above you with all the flowing robes, speaking in some crazy language that you have no idea what it is, you immediately feel humbled and you immediately feel inferior. It's the same reason that judges sit at an elevated position in the courtroom. The intention is to make you feel inferior, to make you feel intimidated. MDs, it is the MD's job to make you feel inferior and intimidated, and it works, apparently, because we continue to give them a pass when they fail us. Oh, Andy Williams. He put up such a valiant fight for his life with cancer. Well, maybe he did. But really what we should be thinking about when we see this story is, oh, that Andy Williams, his MDs failed him again. Another one goes down the tube. Another cancer death. Another failure by the conventional medical system in the United States. Another abject, in-your-face failure by the MD-directed, pharmaceutical centrist, allopathic reductionistic MD who thinks they own medicine. It's another failure, folks. See it for what it is. Call a spade a spade. Don't be afraid to call a spade a spade. It's another failure. Who's next? Steve Jobs? The richest man in the world died from cancer. You think you have a chance? That guy had more money than God. The inventor of Apple computers? Are you kidding me? If he couldn't win with all the money in the world, do you think that you can? No, you can't. If you lean on the system of medicine that consistently produces piss-poor results, you will get piss-poor results. You know, Albert Einstein said it best. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over, expecting a different result. Well, if you bring your body to an MD with a chronic disease or with cancer, expecting them to magically cure you, you are living in la-la land. It is impossible for these people to help you. So what are you going to do? You got to do something. You know, I'm not recommending you sit idly on the sidelines and let the cancer eat away at your body. I'm not recommending you sit idly on the sidelines and let your arthritis chew away at your bones and destroy your mobility and make you wheelchair bound and in pain for 24 hours a day. No, what I'm saying is stop going to the people that deliver failure. Instead, go to the medical professionals who deliver results. Who are the medical professionals that deliver results? We are. Why don't you know we are? Because the MDs have gone out of their way to keep my profession underneath their jack-booted heel. My profession, you can only practice naturopathic medicine. By the way, it takes 8 years of medical education, thousands of hours of clinical supervision, national boards, state boards, continuing education credit every year. This is a full-blown medical degree that's covered by insurance in the states that it's licensed in. It's only licensed in 16 states, which means 36 states. What I do is illegal. We do not have a free medical market here. Why? Because the MDs don't want there to be a free medical market. Why? Because they know if there is a free medical market, they're soon going to be out of a job. If by some genie in the bottle magic we were all to wake up tomorrow, and there would be equal access to naturopathic medicine all across this country, and equal research money given to the naturopaths as is given to the MDs, equal access, equal hospital privileges. You know, there were naturopathic hospitals. All of a sudden, by some genie in the bottle magic, there were naturopathic hospitals right next to the allopathic MD hospitals, and your insurance pays for everything. If by some genie in the bottle magic that were to happen tomorrow, within 5 years, the MDs would be out of a job, and they know it. They know it. They know that their therapeutics fail. The only way they maintain their top dog status is to keep everybody else out of the room. And they have legislated themselves into this position, and they have done such a good job that you actually believe that they know what's best for you when it comes to your health. You actually believe that they really are, you know, the only go-to people. You actually believe it. You want me to prove it? Look at your checkbook and see how much money. See the last time you paid for medical insurance. See the last time you wrote a check for a medical insurance premium. You are purchasing access every month to a failed system of medicine because you're petrified. And you have been convinced by the man, by the pharmaceutical industries, by the publications in this country to be afraid for your life because, oh my God, medical treatment is so very, very, very expensive, isn't it? Yeah, well, when it doesn't work, it's extremely expensive. Snap out of it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all hold hands together, lift ourselves up, because there is an alternative, and that's what we do. We offer science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery, therapeutics which support and promote your body's natural, God-given ability to fix itself. This is what we do, and this is why we get results, and this is why you need to join our army. This is Fire Your MD Now. By the way, in my book, The MD Emperor Has No Clothes, everybody is sick, and I know why. There's a chapter on cancer that has 10 questions that every cancer patient needs to ask their clinical oncologist. 10 simple questions that will change your life, change your relationship with your cancer treatment. By the way, my book, brand new edition in Kindle form. It's finally an ebook. Finally an ebook. You can get my book, The MD Emperor Has No Clothes, in 10 seconds. Just go to fireyourmdnow.com, click on the link to purchase the books. It takes you right to Amazon.com, and you can either buy the book in a print form or in an ebook form. Life is great. I love the computer. I love high tech. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. The MD Emperor Has No Clothes, finally available in ebook form at fireyourmdnow.com. We're going to go right to the phones at the top of this section, and Sherelle is calling with a question about weight loss. Sherelle, welcome aboard. You are live with Dr. Glidden.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. This is Cheryl Lynn, actually. And I'm a member of Longevity. We've spoken on the Thursday call a time or two. I have a prospect who is 28 years old, male, and he's 482 pounds right now. He wishes to lose about He wishes to lose about 300 pounds over the next 3 years. And I went, you're the man to talk to, because I know Ashley. And I'm like, okay, I got to talk to Dr. G. Where's Dr. G today?
Okay, good. Good girl. Well, number one, thank you for having the foresight and the chutzpah and the wisdom to become a Longevity member, and even better, to become an active Longevity member, because it's people like you that are going to change the world. It's people like you that are going to make a difference in their community, as is evidenced by what you're doing already. So let's get into it. So the only thing that makes people gain weight is we eat too many calories. That's it. It's got nothing to do with exercise. That was proven by a United Nations study and reinforced, of course, by our experience in World War II. There was nobody in Auschwitz or Dachau who was overweight. I don't care what their pre-existing medical conditions were. I don't care what their age, their weight, their sex, or their height was. When you stop eating, you lose weight. The only thing that makes people gain weight is they eat too many calories. The only thing that makes people eat too many calories is their bodies are nutritionally starved. Your body has wisdom. And when your body is nutritionally starved, it knows it's nutritionally starved. Your body knows that it doesn't have enough selenium, your heart's going to explode. Your body knows that it doesn't have enough calcium, your bones are going to explode. Your body knows that it doesn't have enough antioxidants, your kidneys are going to explode, and so forth and so on. Your body knows this. So, as your nutrient tank starts to run on fumes, your body freaks out and makes you eat. Only problem is, the food that you're eating doesn't have the essential nutrients that your body needs. So you go to Olive Garden, you eat 3,000 calories. 2 hours later, you're starving again. And then you go to your MD with your woes and your complaints, which are valid woes and they're valid complaints. And the MD's solution is to cut your stomach out. That's a smart idea. Or to give you an antidepressant. Oh, that's a smart idea. Or to give you speed and amphetamine. Oh, that's a smart idea. This is the height of their insanity. The MD rarely gets it right as to the causative factor of the illness, and their therapeutics are most often always suppressive in nature. Suppressive in nature. So they cut your stomach out. That's what they're going to do to this kid if he's not careful. So we're going to fix it, though. So really, this is not rocket science. If the root cause of obesity is chronic nutritional deficiencies, then how do we fix it? Well, we fill up the nutritional tank. So this person needs to take boatloads of essential nutrients. He needs to take the 90 for life in boatloads. And I'm being a little facetious here. But the recommendation here with everything that we do is we take the 90 essential nutrients, so one healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. So at 482 pounds, this person would need 5 healthy start packs a month. 5. If he can't handle 5 healthy start packs, he does 4. If he can't handle 4, he does 3. If he can't handle 3, he does 2. And so forth and so on. We need to fill his tank up with the right recipes of the nutritional supplements in the correct amounts for his body weight, and that's how you do it. It's as simple as that. When you fill his nutritional tank up with the 90 essential nutrients and you have him restrict the 10 bad foods from his diet, the 10 bad foods that are harmful, the 10 bad foods that punch holes in your nutritional tank so that the nutrients that you do get leak out, when he cleans up his diet and takes the 90 essential nutrients, he will start to lose approximately 1 to 2 pounds a week. 1 to 2 pounds a week. And that's a good thing. I'm going to tell you another secret to our weight loss program. So here's the deal. For the first 30 days of this program, the first 4 weeks, we just nutrify the system with the Healthy Start Packs and educate the person as to the elimination of the 10 bad foods. That's what we do in the first 4 weeks. I don't count calories. We don't worry about anything about that. We just get comfortable taking the nutritional supplements every day and getting comfortable with not eating any of the 10 bad foods every day. That's what we do in the first 4 weeks. In the second 4 weeks, we do the same stuff we did in the first 4 weeks, but we start to dial in 1,200 calories a day. We start to dial in a 1,200 calorie a day diet. So, this is where programs like Weight Watchers, and I think there are even apps now that you can download for your smartphones that guesstimate how many calories are in the food that's in front of you. And that's a pretty cool thing because when it comes to calories, numbers are everything. So in the first 4 weeks, we nutrify and get comfortable with avoiding the 10 bad foods. In the second month, we get comfortable with a 1,200 calorie a day diet, figuring out what that looks like. By month 3, we're off to the races with the supplements, avoidance of the 10 bad foods, and 1,200 calories a day every day as if our life depended on it. And when we are engaged with the 1,200 calorie a day diet, if between meals we get hunger pangs, there's 2 ways to fix that. Either you can get a bottle of the liquid plant minerals, the plant-derived minerals, the longevity plant-derived minerals. You can get a bottle or 2 of the plant-derived minerals, and when you get hunger pangs between meals, throw down a shot or 2 or 3 of the plant-derived minerals, and that should knock down your food cravings. You can also mess around with a Prohoba product called Prohoba Slim, which is also sold in the longevity family of nutritional supplements. It's called Prohoba Slim. Prohoba Slim contains a biochemical made from a cactus, which is an appetite suppressant. How about that? Because, let's be honest, your body has a certain amount of inertia, and your body has gotten used to eating a lot of calories a day. It's just a habit. It takes about 21 days to fix a habit. So once we've filled the body's nutrient tank up, and we're not really physically craving food anymore, there is a tendency to be psychologically craving it. We can deal with those cravings by doing the Prohoba Slim or the plant-derived minerals between meals, if necessary, to knock the appetite down. That's how we do it. Now, every fourth month, if you wish to accelerate your weight loss, and you have to wait until the fourth month to start to do this, every fourth month, you get on board with the ASAP program every fourth month, and you do it for 3 weeks. You do the ASAP program for 3 weeks. And when you do the ASAP program, you will lose 1 pound a day. 1 pound a day, that's pretty good. But when you burn that much fat that quickly, it puts a stress on your body, and your body has to be able to handle that. That's why we Nutrify first for 3 months, and then we do the 3 weeks of the ASAP, and then we Nutrify for 3 months, and then we do 3 weeks of ASAP, and we just continue down that road until the person is at their target weight. And if you do it slow and steady like this, you are going to love the results, because it's just a natural thing. Your body knows what its natural body weight should be, and your body wants to be at its natural body weight. You're just kind of fostering this and furthering it. It's kind of like watching somebody recover from, debilitating pneumonia. They've been bedridden for 6 weeks, and they're just not themselves, and they're sick, and they're in trouble, and then they get on board with the healing therapeutic, and they start to get a little bit better every week, a little bit better every week. It's just like that with weight loss to this extreme. 482 pounds, are you kidding me? That's extreme, man. So this person should experience slow and steady improvement every 4 weeks. And one of the benefits to this program, better energy, better sleep, better focus, better heart rate, better everything. This program is not only going to encourage weight loss, but it supports and promotes health. And that's how we get to weight loss, by supporting and promoting the health of the body, so we get all these positive effects all of the time. And by the way, for heaven's sake, I do not want this person to go anywhere near a treadmill for the first 6 months. Forget about exercise. If he wants to go outside and walk around the block, take the dog for a walk, enjoy a walk in the park on a sunny Saturday afternoon, no problem. But no exercise, no treadmills, no nothing which is, focused exercise for at least 6 months, and then they can start to do a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And again, Dr. Glidden is talking way too much. Does that answer your question? Is there anything else I haven't touched on here?
That is fantastic. Should he? I was surprised you didn't mention Slender FX.
Well, you can use the Slender FX as part of the 1,200 calorie a day program.
Okay.
That's when the Slender FX comes in, and that's a meal replacement program for the listening audience. It's a shake. It's a protein powder and a nutritional supplement powder that you mix with milk or water, and it's a replacement for one of the meals. But that's just a strategy that they can use if they want to, in order to make the 1,200 calorie a day diet easier and better on the body. You can do that or not do that. Whatever works. But yeah, that's a viable option for sure. And the ASAP program, not for 3 months. That's pretty important, not for 3 months, okay?
Great. That's great. Yeah. My husband's been doing the Slender FX thing and has lost about 15 pounds or so, and he was like 196. He's down to about 180 now. And so it's just been coming off naturally. People are going, how does all this work? And I've watched Ashley slim down using this protocol you've been talking about, and it's amazing to see the photos change as she posts them. It's really been cool. I know.
And Ashley did everything. I mean, she did Weight Watchers like 5 times. She did every weight loss program in the world. And you can bear down with your will. You can white knuckle any program that you want for about 8 weeks. But then unless you're getting to the root cause of what's causing the weight gain, which is nutritional deficiencies, Mother Nature comes a-knocking. And it is impossible for you to win the fight with Mother Nature because Mother Nature will make you eat. Why does Mother Nature make you eat? Because Mother Nature knows that your body is running on nutrient fumes and your heart's going to explode unless you get some selenium in there. So, you know, when you do Nutrify and clean your diet up, weight loss is no longer a struggle. You don't have to white knuckle it. It's not a hardship anymore. You know, it's a little bit of a change. You got to get used to the 1,200 calorie a day thing. And, you know, it's a little bit of a change, but it is 100 times easier than when you're fighting against Mother Nature than when you're going with the flow. And life is good. And by the way, if your husband hasn't done it already, when he eliminates the 10 bad foods from his diet, it's going to be better. Okay, has he done that yet?
Well, sort of. The three of us are gluten-free. We have been for about 15, 16 years. He eats gluten-free when he's here, but he may have something not gluten-free when he's out and about.
All right, so here's what I want him to do, and here's what I want everybody in the listening audience to do, because it's hard to stop eating gluten in this culture just because the doctor tells you to, right? I mean, it is, because gluten is everywhere. So here's what I'd like him to do as an experiment. For 14 days in a row, I want him to completely stop eating all gluten. 14 days in a row as an experiment. Not even a crouton for 14 days. And then on day 15, all I want him to eat is gluten. Have him have pancakes for breakfast, have him have a sandwich for lunch, and cookies and crackers and pizza and bagels and donuts and, pasta for dinner, and just gluten all the time on day 15. And if he makes it to lunch without a negative side effect, I'll eat my hat. And that way, if he has direct personal experience on day 15 that eating gluten makes him feel like crap, he will be less inclined to cheat when he's away. And the more that you cheat with gluten, it's not a good thing. It's not a good idea to have just a little bit of arsenic every day, right? Just a little bit of arsenic a couple times a week, Dr. G. Only when I'm on the road do I have arsenic. Well, that's not a good idea. So the sooner you, me, him, and everybody else gets away from gluten 100%, the healthier we're going to be. And like the fella said, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. So have him try that on for size. Sound good?
It does. There was something that you just said that made me think of Gabe. My friend that he lives with is a nurse. She's an RN, and so I said, do you know what his blood pressure is or anything like that? And she said, no, I'm going to take him to a doctor. Well, if the doctor decides he's diabetic and wants to put him on insulin and such, should we do that, not do that?
Well, if it's type 2 diabetes, then no. If there's the first thing to do before you march down the insulin road, because insulin is dangerous, if it's type 2 diabetes. Again, we look to try to get to the root cause of whatever it is that's the problem. And if there's a problem with blood sugar metabolism in the human body, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth things to consider is medical nutrition. Because the body starts having trouble metabolizing blood sugar, not because it has blood sugar, not because it's getting older, and not because it has a voodoo curse. The body has problems metabolizing blood sugar because it's run out of the nutrients that it needs to metabolize blood sugar. Your wheel in your car doesn't turn around if the steering fluid leaks out. The tires on your car don't go round and round if the air leaks out. Well, when there's about 27 minerals that your body needs in order to have healthy blood sugar, when they leak out of the body or they're not even in there in the first place, you start to have trouble with blood sugar metabolism. It's that simple. So for him, for 90 days, before we start going down the insulin or the metformin road, the additional add-on here is Sweeties. It would be 1 bottle of Sweeties per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Normally, if people just add the Sweeties to the Healthy Start Pack plus the dietary restrictions, their blood sugar normalizes. I've seen type 2 diabetes of 30 years duration normalize in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So, and this is a really easy and fun thing to help people with because numbers don't lie. And if people, really do have type 2 diabetes, they're measuring their blood sugars every day, and you can just watch the numbers come down. So if he has pre-type 2 diabetes or actually has type 2 diabetes but doesn't know it, and this is a brand new diagnosis, he's going to be feeling like crap. And when his blood sugars normalize, he'll feel better. So, I would avoid anything that the MDs tell you to do, for goodness sake. And I'm not speaking with hyperbole here. I'm not trying to be a shock jock. I'm not. I'm speaking the truth. Whatever the MD tells you to do, don't do it. Do the nutritional stuff. It's the only time you want to take the MD's advice is if you're unconscious and bleeding to death. They're pretty good at knowing what to do in those regards. They're good at that. They're good at a handful of infectious diseases. They're good at surgery when surgery is necessary. Most of the time it's not necessary, but they think that it is because that's all that they do. So really, we recommend you just don't take the MD's advice. For goodness sake, just stop going to them completely and get on board with the longevity health education stuff. And I think the best way to do that is just sign up for my online health recovery class at fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. Week from tonight, the next webinar that I do, which is available to subscribers only, is going to be all about blood work and what blood work to order and how to interpret it and what to do so that you can become your own healthcare practitioner. Because remember, healing is easy. So I went to see Prince last night at the United Center in Chicago. That's right, Dr. Glidden got his groove on at the United Center last night watching Prince. So if I break into a rendition of Purple Rain during today's show, you'll know why. It was an awesome show. Good to see somebody else in their 50s still putting it out there. Prince was awesome. If he's in your neighborhood, in your town, go check it out. It was a great show. We're going right back to the phones now. Menon is calling with a question about a thyroid condition. Menon, you're live with Dr. Glidden.
Yes, thank you so much. I have a uterus fibroid tumor.
Yeah.
Right now, a friend of mine introduced me about this product. I'm taking the longevity. This is my second time, my second mens.
Yeah.
How do I prevent the fibroid tumor?
All right. So how much do you weigh and what longevity products are you taking?
I am taking the start.
Yep.
I'm weighing 150.
150, and you're taking one Healthy Start pack a month?
Yes. This is my second mens.
Okay. All right, good. So thyroid, uterine tumors, fibroid tumors, are caused by, from our point of view, the same thing that causes steel to turn to rust, the same thing that causes fruit to go bad, and the same thing that causes wine to turn into vinegar. It's called oxidative damage. So from our point of view, the tumor is caused by oxidative damage to the muscle of the uterus. And oxidative damage is caused by either consumption of all the wrong food all the time, which contributes to oxidative damage, and a lack of antioxidants. Your body puts out oxidative damage fires with antioxidants. So the recommendation here is to clean up your diet. So I'd like you please to go to my website, fireyourmdnow.com. On the front page of the website, I want you to sign up for my free monthly email newsletter. And actually, folks, we're going to be putting these out weekly pretty soon, all right? The email newsletter. And once you give me your first name and your email address and click submit, my system will send you the list of the 10 bad foods. 10 bad foods. You need to stop eating these because from our point of view, they are contributing to the condition. And we always try to get to the root cause of the problem rather than just manage it like the MDs do. So you need to clean up your diet and stop eating foods that are hurting your uterus, number one. Number two, in addition to the Healthy Start Pack, you need to secure lots and lots and lots of antioxidants. Antioxidants. Now, your body has its own natural antioxidant, which is called glutathione, and the mineral selenium recycles and helps your body to be much more efficient in the use of glutathione than it would be without it. So in the face of a pre-existing fibroid tumor, My recommendation at 150 pounds in order to support and promote the antioxidant activity of your body would be 3 bottles of Ultimate Selenium a month. 3 bottles of Ultimate Selenium a month. And to top it all off, if you can afford it, I would do 4 or 5 bottles of Triple Treat chocolate. That's right, it's chocolate. Triple Treat chocolate a month. Because that stuff is loaded with antioxidants. Loaded with antioxidants. And please also do a little internet search for the antioxidant value of foods. Different foods have different amounts of antioxidants in them. And you need to start eating and drinking food that's loaded with antioxidants. So, for instance, blueberries have more antioxidants than bananas do. Green tea has more antioxidant than most coffees do. Red wine has more antioxidants than white wine. And walnuts and curry powder and cinnamon and cayenne pepper, all of these things are very high in antioxidants. So in addition to the Healthy Start Pack and the selenium and the Triple Treat chocolate and avoiding the 10 bad foods, if you can start to be leaning towards the consumption of food that's naturally high in antioxidants, you will go a long way towards helping your body to recover its health, and life is good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. If you're tuning into the podcast and would like more information, call my toll-free number. That's 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696, and talk to one of my friendly associates. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Thank you so much for your time and your loyalty. I'll catch you next time.